Hey guys, Paul here, real quick update for the Blackworm Growout tank. Wanted to show you what I do as far as a substrate for these Blackworms. Basically, if you still have someplace that like a supermarket or someplace like that, food store that still uses brown paper bags, they make a great substrate for California blackworms. Basically, all I did was I took a couple of paper bags, nice heavy stock, usually the big shopping bags that your mom or your grandmother used to carry groceries home from the supermarket in. Basically, I took it, cut it up into little tiny pieces, maybe about an inch square, inch and a half, 2 inches. Basically, just big enough to let them get waterlogged real quick and settle to the bottom of the tank. Once that's done, all you do is just throw them in the top of the tank, and then just check on them like every day or so just to make sure they get waterlogged, and eventually they'll sink to the bottom of the tank just like this, and you'll start seeing your blackworms start do that. Well, maybe not retreat underneath the substrate, but they'll start looking really happy. They'll start throwing their heads in the air and waving like they just don't care, and I'm a horrible rapper. I'm going to stop that. But yeah, basically that's all I do, and pretty much the next month or so I'll have enough growth in here to cover the whole entire bottom of the tank with blackworms. And then when you go to feed, you go to scoop up the blackworms for feeding and stuff like that, you use a coarse net. And then just put the net, scoop up the net, substrate and all, into a large container, like one of the catch containers for transferring fish from one tank to another. And you'll let the worms kind of work their way through the mesh of the net into the clean water. And then when they're done, you got enough worms in the catch container, you just take the net, put it back in your growout tank, and put the substrate back in. Although I will say this, you do want to do water changes periodically, like even more so than normal. Only because as the paper breaks down, the water will start getting really thick, like soup, and all that wood pulp breeds bacteria, which ironically the blackworms will eat since they're filter feeders, but starts making the place smell. And if your wife or family have sensitive noses, they'll start letting you know way before you think it's time to do a water change. But as you can see, just the only kind of filtration I got in the tank is basic 4x4 cube sponge filter and an air line with nice fine airstone bar. One of the bubble wall kind of things from Elite or Hagen or one of those other companies. But just want to do this real quick update, let you see what's going on in the Blackworm Growout tank. There's another piece of substrate settling nicely to the bottom, and more habitat for the worms. But Paul here, signing off. See you next month. Later.